Pastor Graf about how proud I am.
Yeah, I'm Pastor Brian Wolfmuller. I got the soup camera here. Got Pastor Kachelmeier here, and we're going to talk about Islam. Boom. Pastor Kachelmeier, everybody knows that Islam is a world religion, except for you who say it's a Christian heresy. Explain yourself.
It is. It's a Christian heresy. It has a false teaching on Christ, on who Christ is, on what Christ has done. It's not a world religion. It's not the idea that you have Western religions, Eastern religions, and they're all different kinds of ways to God. Islam, in particular, is a Christian heresy because Muhammad got all of his teachings from a bunch of Nestorians and Gnostics who rejected the person and work of Jesus. So Muhammad gets his information from the Christian church.
Are you the first person in the whole history of the world to think that, or did the Lutherans also believe it?
I'm not the first Lutheran to believe it. Of course, in the Augsburg Confession, in Article 1 of the Augsburg Confession, we reject Islam as a heresy, as a Christian heresy, because it falsely teaches about the person and work of Christ.
Why does that matter? In other words, what's the difference that we take to Islam if we think that Islam is a Christian heresy versus Islam being its own world religion?
Well, what we understand from Islam, of course, has a false god, Allah, false prophet, Muhammad, and the idea is that you're brought before Allah, who is a judge. But yet, of course, they try to candy coat this by saying that Allah is merciful to whom Allah is merciful. The problem is you never know if he's going to be merciful. You don't know if he's going to be in a good mood today or in a bad mood, if he's going to be grumpy or if he's going to be happy. And so when you go before the judgment seat of Allah, you've got a problem because it's you and Allah on that day. So there's no mediator, there's no high priest, there's no understanding of a sacrifice for sin, there's no understanding of somebody who is going to stand between you and the wrath of God. Because in fact, they have no place for sacrifice. In Islam, they actually think that everybody is kind of created with a clean slate.
I know that
and it's the context that you grew up in. You kind of just learn to sin, and so if you hear the Quran in your ear, in the singing of the Quran, you'll be reminded that you're a Muslim. And of course, we call that the doctrine of original sin.
Yeah, so Islam says, hey, everyone's born a Muslim, and we say, hey, we agree with that. All right. Thanks, Pastor Kachelmeier. The bowl, Pastor Kilgo, the bowl is for effect, for ambiance. It helps people to remember to subscribe.